Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I am the guy who called Eddie Alvarez defeating Conor McGregor. Don't you forget it. All right, I'm here to talk about the co-main event of the evening. Paddy the Baddy Pimblett fighting Jared Gordon. This is a damn good fight. The only thing that makes it co-main event worthy is the fact that Paddy Pimblett's in it. He's a star here. And that's not the shit on Jared Gordon. I'm just saying Bryce Mitchell versus Ilya Topuria would have sufficed as a co-main event. Anyway. Paddy the Baddy is 5'10". He's got 1 inch of height on Jared Gordon and 5 inches of reach. In addition, he's got 7 years of age on Jared Gordon. Gordon's 7 years older, I should say. They have similar records. Paddy's got 19-3. Of his 19 wins, he's got 6 TKOs, 9 submissions, and 4 decisions. His 3 losses come 1 via submission and 2 via decision, 5 rounders. And Jared Gordon, on the other hand, is 19-5. Similar record, but much deeper. He's got the majority of his losses. 4 of his 5 losses come inside the octagon. So he's been in it with the top fighters, and that's why his record is not quite as pretty. But anyway, his 19 wins are 6 TKOs, 2 submissions, 11 decisions, and his 5 losses include 4 TKOs and 1 submission. And the 1 TKO outside of the UFC was an injury to a local, good, solid regional fighter, Jeff Lentz, over here around New York. But the losses inside the octagon, he lost to Grant Dawson via 3rd-round submission in a fight that I think Paddy Pimblett should have looked to. That's his path to victory here, or, primary path to victory. But what you have to look to are his other 3 losses, which were all via knockout. He was knocked out by Charles Oliveira, Carlos Diego Ferreira, and Joaquim Silva. 3 Brazilian ground fighters, pretty much. They're all versatile fighters at this point, but they're primarily known for being ground fighters, and they knocked Jared Gordon out. The Joaquim Silva fight was in round 3. That's where he was knocked out. And I don't attribute that at all to Jared Gordon's cardio. Aside from him being knocked out, he's been in there, and he's been the one with the stronger cardio in just about every one of his fights, aside from the Grant Dawson fight, I suppose. But that's one of Jared Gordon's strengths, taking over and winning, even though I consider him more of a striker, winning these grappling battles. He's beaten Danny Chavez, Chris Fishgold, Hakran Diaz, Joe Selecki, and Leonardo Santos. Not much grappling there, but, he didn't need to. So I really trust Jared Gordon's cardio. It's looked really good, in particular against Joe Selecki, Chris Fishgold, Chavez, whoever the hell else. Hakran Diaz. I think Jared Gordon can present a lot of problems for Paddy Pimblett here, because Paddy Pimblett, you got to look to his losses. He lost twice in 5-round fights, but they were, and he did show a lot of toughness there and overall durability, but he lost, he looked worse down the stretch in both those fights. Had a really strong first round against Soren Bach, almost choked him dead. I mean, it's as close to a finish as I've ever seen from a non-finishing choke. But after that, maybe he just spent himself or whatever, but he was out of that fight after round 1. Soren Bach took over the fight anyway, down the stretch. So I look to Jared Gordon and say he can definitely do that to Paddy Pimblett. It's got to happen inside of 3 rounds. But Paddy Pimblett, he's still developing as a fighter. I think on the feet, it's weird. I trust Jared Gordon to win the small moments. I think he's got better striking. But I think Paddy's got better power and a better chin. So I can't even say Gordon wins the fight on the feet. But if you told me they had a point fighting battle on the feet, I'd say Gordon got the better of him. On the ground, Paddy Pimblett is an excellent grappler, insane back takes, and great control, especially from the back, but overall top control. Just an overall excellent submission artist and top game grappler. But Jared Gordon's a guy who's only fallen to that really once, and it was the Grant Dawson. Aside from that, Jared Gordon has prevailed in those type of fights. He's a scrappy grappler himself. He's one of those guys who's just got that survivability instinct, and again, he's got the cardio. So how I see this fight playing out is Jared Gordon could win a decision. I bet on that at plus 450. But I think Paddy Pimblett, even though he's seen the Grant Dawson fight, if he can fight the Grant Dawson fight, he will fight the Grant Dawson fight. But if he doesn't, Paddy is a willing brawler. He throws down, and again, I think he's got a mean punch, and I trust his durability more, even though he's been knocked down inside the UFC a few times. But he doesn't have quite the knockout power that I would want to bet against Jared Gordon's chin in this one. I think, Paddy did knock out Luigi Vendramini there after getting knocked down. And, his striking, again, it's visible. He's definitely got power and the willingness to throw, which a lot of fighters don't have. So there's a chance he could knock out Jared Gordon, because I do think that's Jared Gordon's most likely way to lose any fight. But I'm predicting Jared Gordon gets the victory here. I think he survives with Paddy Pimblett on the ground, weathers the storm, and starts to take over the fight down the stretch. He's got to reverse and find his way into top position and just put Paddy on his back and just, I look to like, as much as I look to like the Grant Dawson fight for Paddy Pimblett, I look to like the Joe Selecki fight for Jared Gordon. Jared Gordon is a tricky fighter to dominate. I think Grant Dawson has that next level top control. I'm not sure. Paddy Pimblett could be up there. The ceiling's high for him. And I think I even picked Jared Gordon to beat Grant Dawson. But, if that doesn't happen, I trust Jared Gordon. I trust his tenacity and his cardio. I think he can outwork a lot of fighters that can't finish him. And I'm taking him here. Jared Gordon, his money line is plus 200, which I'm not really in love. I like that. That's a juicy line, obviously. But plus 450 for him to win a decision, which I think is, really his only path to victory against Paddy Pimblett is a decision victory. I jumped on that. Plus 450. My heart's not totally into it because I see what everybody else sees with Paddy, but I'm going with it. It's my prediction and bet. Jared Gordon gets it done. Plus 450. Wins rounds 2 and 3. We'll see what happens. Paddy's probably going to strangle him now that I made this video. And even that would be awesome to see. Like, share, subscribe, all that horseshit. Check out my other videos.